Sweet, beautiful souls, welcome back. We are diving into my top five favorite things that I believe have really elevated my consciousness, grown my awareness, brought me deeper, closer to source, and really my connection with my intuition, with my guides, with my higher self, just with my deepest knowing of who I am. And while these are not books, and while I think books are amazing, we should read books, we should learn from books, there is wisdom to be received from books, I believe that there is a lot of information about, or, like a lot of videos and things about people's top book recommendations. And while I may do one of those, I really wanted to give you five things that are not books. And also because some people are learned differently, especially in this age that we are in. There are so many ways to learn and consume information. So I wanted to give, and these are not just ways of consuming. You will see when I get into these tips. I promise these are probably tips when it comes to raising and elevating your consciousness that this compilation, I don't think I've heard anywhere else anyone ever talk about. So without further ado, I want to hop right in. And all of this, I'm going to put like links and resources and everything for these in the comments. So don't feel like you need to frantically write down notes. You can if you wish, because I think that helps us put things to memory deeper and greater. And while I have been on my spiritual journey for like a very long time, like really since I was a child, but very intentionally for about the past decade. And when I look back over this past decade, there are books that were really helpful. There were courses that I took that were, pretty helpful. But the five things that I'm going to share with you, I really believe that these are just either universal wisdom or really, really, really powerful things to just make us more intuitive. So, with that, let's dive in to number one. And by the way, these are in no particular order. I thought about ordering them, but I was like, I can't. I can't. They're just too, they're they're all too important. So, number one, but you're going to want to stay till the end because I bet you number five will totally change your life. But number one, let's start with number one. And I'm going to begin with number one because this is like that one tool that no matter what I dabble in, it kind of grounds me in. I can base all of my practices and I've listened to teachers and books and mentors and things like that. But this is like that one thing that has stayed consistent throughout my whole spiritual journey that I continue to lean into more or less throughout my growth and my evolution, but I studied it so heavily for such a long time. And I guess this is like sort of a little bit cheating because there is a book on it and to learn from it, but it is so much more than just a book, and that is Gene Keys. If you have been around for any length of time, you've probably heard me talk about Gene Keys. I think Gene Keys is just this beautiful synthesis of wisdom that, while yes, there is a book and you can look and read it. The book is not meant to be read from like beginning to end. It is an oracle. It is the encapsulation of all of these 64 keys. And you can go to genekeys.com, get your chart, and it essentially is this blueprint. It is this roadmap to understanding yourself. Again, I've done videos, I'll probably, and podcasts, I'll link those because I think that this is just the creator Richard Rudd is so, I mean, just listen to his words. They are so beautifully spoken and so poetic and so it really puts me at a loss of words because there really are no human words to encapsulate the totality, which it's funny that I even said that because that's one of my gene keys is totality. But this chart that you can get on the Gene Keys site, it has your activation sequence, your Venus sequence, and then your Pearl up at the top. And this is essentially a roadmap through your life. Your activation sequence is your life's work, your purpose, your vocation, and then we get into your Venus sequence, which is your love and relationships and your coding from 0 to 7, 7 to 14, 14 to 21, and like the karmic things that you come into this life with. And then your Pearl sequence is like your community and how you're meant to make money, and your prosperity key, which is literally how you receive abundance and prosperity in this human life, right? And then within each of these, there are line numbers. So, like, you may have a certain key, like for example, the prosperity key. You may have this key. Mine is and every key. I'm gonna really breeze through this because I have a whole video describing it. But there is a shadow gift in the city, and so for me, the city is ecstasy for um for my pearl. And the thing about this, though, is that then my line number is a 6. So, like for a 6 line, it encapsulates all of the energy. So, like if it were to be a 1 line, you'd be really good at like research and figuring things out from the bottom, the foundation. 2s, it's like you're really good working with one-on-one. 3s, it's more of like small groups. 4, it's working with communities. And 5s, it's like this really bigger picture, like speaking on stages, talking to large groups of people. And 6, it's like creating new systems, right? So this goes into all of those. But here's the thing, my friends. I have literally studied Gene Keys for, I want to say like 7 years now. So I recommend if you've never studied it before, you can absolutely just dive in with your chart. You can get the book. I listened to it, and then I also have done many of their courses. So you can, do any of those, pick your path, or you can do a reading with someone like myself who has studied this for a very long time and get the download of exactly what your soul wishes to communicate with you. Gene Keys is essentially just like, I like to see human design as like the masculine, and Gene Keys is like the feminine. So such a beautiful system. I really think that just learning this has helped me understand myself, and it's helped me understand others. There were so many times when I would just go to nature and I would put Gene Keys on and I would just listen, and it just would inevitably put me in this deep, deep, contemplative, receptive, beautiful state. And I feel like then once I was in that state, it was like I was just a channel for so much wisdom and beauty to be flowing through me. So, number 1 is going to be Gene Keys. Number 2 is going to be Kabbalah. Kabbalah is a more recent study for me, but I do believe that Kabbalah has, oh my gosh, when I listen to anything about Kabbalah, I feel like my consciousness goes from here to here, like quite instantly. It is a rapid jump. When I listen to Kabbalah, it feels just like a deep remembering. It feels like truth in my body. I am personally learning Kabbalah through a few people, David Guillaume, Michael Berg, Monica and Michael, their podcast, David's podcast. I also have his course. There's also a few books. I have Becoming Like God by Michael Berg. Like, there's a lot. There's a lot of, and then it's based off of the Zohar, which is the Jewish text. I'm not Jewish. This isn't, David Guillaume describes Kabbalah as not necessarily like a religion. It's a direct pathway to God. It is meant to connect us with the Creator, with the light of the Creator to help us become like God. So, when I tell you, like just yesterday, I went on a hike, I listened to a Kabbalah teaching, and I was just like transported to a different dimension. It will raise your consciousness so immensely, so beautifully. I think that man, I feel like I have evolved so much throughout my journey. This isn't meant to be a religion, but like if you are religious, it can amplify that. It could replace your religion, it could enhance your spiritual practice. It's whatever you want it to be, right? And all of these, I'm not telling you that you should or shouldn't. Like, the invitation with all of these is for you to feel into what feels best for you. So as I'm speaking, I invite you to listen with your ears, but also listen with your heart. Like, does that spark joy? Does that expand my heart? Does that feel like an invitation to something that I want to explore? So I'll put the resources and everything again for everything down below. Number three is mentorship. I really wanted to include this because mentorship is one of those things that no matter how much you consume other people's content and listen and take courses and all of these things, there is a level of feedback that is so supportive in our journey that I believe is invaluable to just consuming. When we have mentorship, we have someone to reflect back to us. And I'm not telling you to just go hire anyone. Like, you should be working with someone that you deeply, deeply, deeply feel resonant with and trust and feel like you can open up to. And you see their gifts, you see where they have gotten to, and you're like, I want that. I want to become that. I want to have that level of embodiment. I want to have that wisdom that they have received. And it doesn't mean that they have to be older, but working with someone who can reflect back to you what you are receiving, because that's exactly what my mentor has done for me is I will receive things and then they'll like check in and be like, okay, so how did that feel? How did this feel? How did that feel? And this is what I'm getting for you. And I'll be like, okay, that matches what I was getting. And it's just an invaluable thing. And again, this is just like, I think courses and podcasts and books and stuff are great, but they're very passive learning. Working with a mentor is going to really like, it's just going to expedite the whole process so immensely. And finding a mentor is like truly the cheat code. I really can't recommend it enough. If you want mentorship from myself, I love helping people expand their gifts, grow their connection to their soul, to be able to receive intuitive wisdom, guidance, solutions, to channel your soul source, your higher self. Like, you have the ability to do all of these things. It's not that no one cannot do these. Like, we all are intuitive. It's just about learning your intuitive gifts. And I know that some people teach like these processes that are, I don't know, like people teach their way of intuition, and ultimately you need to learn your way. And that's, I feel like one of my specialties is that I help you see your gifts, not telling you what to do and how to do it. I want you to discover and remember your gifts because those are going to be 10 times more powerful than learning someone else's process. Okay. Okay. Number four. Are we ready for number four? I have to include this one because of my own journey and because I think that this is actually not widely looked over, but I think a lot of spiritual teachers really bypass this, and I don't think it's wise. I just don't think it's wise to bypass this, and that is our physical health, taking care of our physical bodies. Now, of course, eating healthy, not eating processed foods. I'll never forget, unless I'm like, do I say his name? I'm just going to say his name. He talks about it all the time. But I went to a Joe Dispenza event, not like one of his retreats, just like he came to Portland years ago, probably like a decade ago. And he was like, go eat gluten, go eat fast food, like you're more powerful than that. And while I'm like, yes, I believe we are more powerful than that, I also don't believe that it's going to help us. Like, there are so many chemicals, there are so many pesticides and things that they're not going to help you be intuitive. In fact, they're going to block your pineal gland. So some of the things that I do every day are gentle detoxification. I take Organifi greens, which you can use my code Jasmine. It will get you a discount. And these Organifi greens, they have chlorella and spirulina. Those are two potent compounds I'm like, they're not herbs, but they're plants, algae that will help detoxify your pineal gland. This essentially they literally turn on your pineal gland. I cannot recommend them enough. Like, I personally love chlorella so much that I will have like my green juice from Organifi, which tastes so amazing. I've only stopped taking it twice in the past like 10 years. And the two times that I stopped taking it, I got sick. So if that goes to show you like how powerful it is, I just like keeping our immune system working really well. It also only has a few things: lemon, ashwagandha, chlorella, spirulina. Like it doesn't have this huge list of, those greens powders that are like literally like 100 things. My friends, you're getting like the teeniest, tiniest, insignificant amount that's not even going to do anything. Also, I actually am of the belief that that's going to mess your body up because like, did any of our ancestors any have availability to that many superfoods all at once? I feel like that's very confusing to our bodies. So take a few really potent things, and that's what Organifi is. So after I do my Organifi, though, I will literally have chlorella tablets as well. And I love them so much. Some people swallow them. I chew them. I think they're so, so good. So, but my mom has always made fun of me because I have different taste. I love vinegar. I love like the things that people think are like too healthy and weird. I'm all about it. I love those things. But I've also trained my health buds, my taste buds over the years. Like I don't crave fast food. I don't crave bad junk food. There's no part of my body that wants that. Because once you start to know and recognize like how good it feels to feel good, you don't want to feel bad. And it's like, why would I want to put poison in my body for 5 minutes of enjoyment? It's not worth it to me. And I will say the other really, really important thing when it comes to eating healthy, and besides eating, is drinking. So I talked about your pineal gland. One of the worst things for your pineal gland is going to be fluoride. There is fluoride in the water, in the tap water. Oh my goodness, my friends, if you are drinking tap water and you like just stopping that alone, your intuition is going to open and you are going to grow your consciousness. Please, no tap water. There's just way too many contaminants in it these days. And I'm gonna say even like, please no Britas. Please none of these like countertop thingies, like, or these little pitcher things. They don't cut it. They don't cut it. We need good quality water filtration. And my three recommendations for good water are going to be AquaTrue. I'm going to put a link. I have a discount code. You can get an AquaTrue, and you can just put they have a carafe or they have a system. It's reverse osmosis and it will filter your water. Number two is going to be Ophora water, which I've only seen in California, but this water is like the creme de la creme, the best of the best, the best of the best. It is so good, structured, remineralized. They put rose quartz crystals in the filtering system. They play harm 528 hertz music to it. Like it's the best. However, we're going to say a higher price point. It is a higher price point, and I don't think the majority of people are willing to have that as their everyday water. But if you want like a little boost and want to feel amazing, get a bottle of Ophora. Number three is going to be spring water. Spring water, I think, is the best because it is how it is found in nature. You can go to find a spring, or you can get spring water like at your, there's websites and stuff that will deliver it. So there's a few ways to get spring water, but those are going to be my three. And really, there's not many other filtration systems I would recommend other than those. So just some other things, electrolytes. Put electrolytes in your water, my friends. This will also make you more intuitive. I cannot tell you, like, just putting a little bit of electrolytes it's like the conductivity in your body turns on. Especially if you're drinking reverse osmosis, we have to put some minerals back in the water. So minerals and electrolytes, it will increase the conductivity of your body. It will make you more intuitive because if you are channeling, you are burning through a lot of light. You are burning through codes. And to restore the light codes, we have to activate the water codes, and the water codes are how we become more intuitive. So good clean water, and then to the good clean water, minerals, really good quality sea salt, electrolytes, and you will be feeling more intuitive already. I promise you. Okay, and the last one, number 5, what I believe has made me expanded my consciousness. I feel like this one just needs like mm, mm. If you're friends with me, if you follow me on social media, if you know me, you probably know what I'm going to say. I hope you know what I'm going to say. But if you don't, if you're new here, my friends, this is the cheat code to life. Are we ready? Nature. Get out into nature. When I tell you that I'm going to say like 95% of my greatest downloads, my greatest insights, my deepest feelings of just like I am so deeply connected to the divine happen in nature. Now, is being inside bad? No. But, but do I believe we spend way too much inside as humans? Yes. When we are outside, I want you to look up and I want you to get the sun on your pineal gland. I want you to open your heart. I mean, we're going to get like a little TMI here, but like, ladies, if you can get sun on your tatas, if you can get sun on all, like as much of your body as you can, do not fear the sun, my friends. And the cleaner you eat, the less you have to be worried about getting sunburned. I haven't worn sunscreen in a decade. A decade. I might every once in a while get like a little like red. It fades. Okay. We do not need to fear the sun. That is a dark force agenda, which we don't need to subscribe to. I mean, granted, some of us are more sun beings than others, like myself, but please do not fear the sun. The sun is what opens your heart, opens your third eye. Getting near water, the water, it has, especially if you go to like a creek, running water has negative ions. Negative ions, oh, they're so good for us. I really think I'm the spokesperson. I think God created me to be a spokesperson for nature. Okay. So I'm just doing my job. I'm just doing her job. I'm her PR person. And she wants you to know you're welcome. You're welcome to go spend time with her, to commune with her, to touch the trees, to touch the ground, to touch the rocks, to talk with the water, to let the water cleanse you, to let the trees give you life, to let the air carry wisdom, carry insights, to let the sun replenish your body and open and activate your cells, to let the earth hold you, nurture you, grow you, expand you, and cultivate you. Okay? We are not separate from Mother Earth. We are not separate. When I go to nature, I remember who I am. Plain and simple. If I'm stuck, I go to nature. If I'm not feeling good, I go to nature. When I tell you, when I feel like I'm getting sick, the last thing I want to do is hang out on the couch. I want to go to nature and sit under a tree because that will make me feel 10 times better than sitting inside indoors with I don't know if you know this, but the indoor air, no matter where, like, it is so toxic. It's just toxic because CO2 builds up inside these walls. Get outside, my friends. Just go sit under a tree by yourself. Go climb a mountain. Go to the ocean. Don't have your phone. Don't be whatevering. Just be with the nature. She'll talk to you if you ask. If you give space and time, and My friends, when I say that this is like, it's the cheat code, it is. It is. Spending time in nature will bring you back to you. It'll bring you back to source because while source created everything, I believe that source flows so abundantly through the elements and through the earth and through the water and through the trees and through the ground and through the air and through the sun and through the moon. Okay? Spending time outside reminds us of who we are. And if you don't live like close to nature, I recommend moving or going somewhere once or twice a week that you can be close to nature. Spending a whole day. I know some people are going to be like, but I don't have time. You prioritize what's important to you. I prioritize nature because it helps me grow and cultivate my connection to source. And that is the number one thing that I came here to do. So I don't know what the number one thing that you came here to do, but I really believe that on a soul level, we all came here to do that. It's just whether how much you've remembered it. And so elevating and growing our consciousness, connecting ourselves to our soul and to our source. When we make that the most important thing, we would never be like, oh, but I have to stay home and do laundry. It's like, okay, put your laundry in the washer and go. Put it in the washer and then go take a hike. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, it is just, it really is that important. And when we treat it like it's that important, don't be surprised when you start feeling like you are just extra tuned in and tapped in. Okay, my friends. So these are my five. I'll do a little recap. We have Gene Keys, Kabbalah, mentorship, taking care of your physical health, and nature. Okay. I will put all the links, all the things to support you, everything down below. I would love to hear from you. Let me know what one's your favorite, which one you would add, which one you has like really changed your life. I would love to know. And with that, I am just sending you all infinite love and light.